Diss tracks, roasts, clout, irrelevant. Words that likely come to mind when you hear the name Ricegum, the online alias of Brian Kwang Lee. From 2016 to 2019, Rice was one of the most popular people on YouTube. His blown-out, oversaturated thumbnails could be seen across the site's homepage time and time again. Some of his songs have tens of millions of plays on Spotify, and on YouTube, their respective music videos reach more than 100 million hits. But it feels like we never hear about Ricegum anymore. The last time he was in the news at all was when he was caught participating in the Save the Kids crypto scam alongside FaZe K and Sam Pepper. So how did one of the most popular roast channels on YouTube, someone who was integral to so much drama over the course of his career, and was absolutely mobbed when he was spotted at VidCon by his young fanbase, manage to be totally forgotten about in just a matter of a few years? Well, today, we'll find out.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Rice flavored gum. You can call me Brian, that's my real name, you know, because all you guys are, you know, my subscribers. I'm 15, I live in Vegas, I like to play COD, I've been playing for 2 years. If you're here for tips and a good gameplay, I can't provide that, but if you're here just to have fun, I'm really funny, I think. I like to troll people.
The Ricegum YouTube channel was created in September of 2012, and shortly thereafter he began trying to make it big through the revolutionary genre of content known as Call of Duty trolling videos. By the 13th of March, he already had 2,000 subscribers, and was signed to Machinima, a multi-channel network which at the time was known for signing any gaming channel it could get his hands on. At the time, he was attempting to make it big by posting videos like Trolling Gay Black Guy and Angry Black Man Cries on Black Ops 2. Fueling tensions between the Asian and Black communities, it seemed he was trying to mimic other popular channels from the time like Burnsy or Minnesota Burns, who created their own YouTube empires through the style of video. The premise was simple. You join a lobby, turn on your mic, and attempt by any means possible to make whoever is in the lobby with you freak out. You could do this by repeatedly killing them, playing poorly on purpose, or just trash-talking them so severely as to elicit a mental breakdown. And then you take that recording, edit it a little bit with some funny memes and MLG edits, post it to YouTube, and boom, you're famous. One of his videos from this time even had Minnesota Burns style in the title, clearly showing the inspiration he took from the then king of COD trolling. However, despite some initial success, it appears these videos didn't get him anywhere in the long run, and he has since hidden most of them on his channel. As the Call of Duty trolling trend died, and trolling videos in general started declining in popularity, Rice began experimenting with other forms of gaming content. By this time, he was also streaming on Twitch, which he just posted clips of to his YouTube channel as highlight reels. He would play COD on stream, join Omegle to talk to random people, and interview models and porn stars.
Wait, what are you talking about?
So you know those messages you sent me saying that it was only streamed once and that it was not recorded and no one else would get it?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I've been sitting here watching your stream
Oh, no,
for like an hour, and you replayed it.
Oh,
and
yeah, no.
No, I don't want to hear it.
No, I saved
Fuck off.
No,
you are sincerely a piece of shit.
What did I do? I'm so confused. I showed the clip because you
Yeah, you're so confused. No, you can go fuck yourself. I'm done.
One early success from these streaming videos was an interview he did with Mia Khalifa, a former adult film actress who has since announced a role in the industry and been highly critical of the content overall. Rice decided to title his video with her, Mia Khalifa Comes on Stream.
Do you see my chat?
Oh my god, I can't even read that fast.
Yeah, they're just like happy, dude. They're just like happy to see you.
I'm not gonna twerk.
Yeah, don't twerk, and that's bad.
So by this point, Brian already had 25,000 subscribers, and he was seeing some decent success for someone who was only 2 years into his career. So, considering how frequently he experimented with new formats, it was clear that he would need to keep throwing things at the wall until something really stuck and his channel could finally blow up. During this adaptive period, he explored genres such as vlogging and room tour videos, while attempting to solidify a bigger fan base.
During the summer, I'm gonna be on that grizzy grind and I'm about to start sleeping here. And as we turn over here, here's my couch. You know, I like to sit here sometimes, hang out and watch TV.
His streams were getting decent views, sure, but he was hardly one of the most successful on the platform. So he decided to take part in a format many at the time were also dipping their toes into: commentary. At the time, channels like Leafy is Here, Pyrocynical, and No Fuckers were starting to see significant success for making fun of cringy individuals online. From annoying kids to furries, everyone was fair game to be mocked over unrelated gameplay footage. These videos themselves were inherently derivative of Call of Duty commentaries from the early 2010s, which were just people telling stories or ranting over COD Modern Warfare footage. Rice, seeing a clear trend forming, decided to take part and started posting call-out videos himself. By October of 2015, he was calling out family channels and Prank Invasion for staging their ridiculous videos, both of which were pretty popular targets at the time.
Basically, we're gonna click on one of his videos, and as you can see, all of his videos say kissing prank, right? So he's known for kissing pranks, and bro, this fool gets a lot of views, a ton of views. So we're gonna click on one of them, and we're gonna watch it together. So we'll do Yoga Prank Edition, and basically just start off, he just intros like, yo, what's up guys?
By calling out channels that were far more popular than his own, Brian was able to rank in search results and get more eyes on his videos. It's a classic tale. If you want to get popular, interact with those way more popular than you. But, much like Leafy, it wouldn't be videos criticizing other popular channels that put Brian into the stratosphere. Instead, it would be criticizing and making fun of children, most of which were completely irrelevant themselves. While Leafy's first viral series was Kids That DDoS.
Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about DDoSing, and give me a sec, I gotta hit this guy off in my Skype call. He's been being a prick today. And give me a sec. This is what you get for rating me on Minecraft and 600 seconds.
Dude, don't fucking, what the fuck, dude?
Ricegum would begin experimenting with the series known as These Kids Must Be Stopped. On December 8th of 2015, he uploaded the first installment. The video addresses musical.ly, usually called Musical.ly, a now defunct social media app created the year prior which focused on music, encouraging users to dance or lip-sync to popular songs. An interesting tidbit about Musical.ly is that its technology was later recycled to create TikTok, now the most popular app in the world across every platform. Rice complains that the majority of its users were very young and questioned if their parents were aware of what their offspring were up to on the internet. The first video he reviews is from a then 13-year-old Jacob Sartorius, pointing out the fact that he's lip-syncing a song about drunk texting while being well below the legal age to drink.
Alright, man. I don't know if you guys heard it. This fucker just said, I'll be drunk texting you. I did some research. This fool is 13. He'll be drunk texting. I didn't even text at the age of 13, let alone drunk text. I mean, I don't know if he knows what that means by drunk texting. I mean, yeah, you guys are like, Rice, man, he's just a little kid hanging, you know, just trying to make some good videos. I mean, it gets worse, but I mean, just seriously though, drunk texting, come on, there's so many songs to pick from. Like, you can do, hey, I just met you, you know what I mean? Just like, call me maybe, you know, just all these nice, happy songs, but this fool decides to do drunk texting, seriously.
In the rest of the video, he would express a similar sentiment, being concerned over the fact that these kids were so young, yet dancing to songs with over-the-top raunchy lyrics about drug use, masturbation, and other kind of out-there topics for kids.
Playing with my I am just that sport.
Wait, what? Did she just say that she's about to play with her pussy? Yeah, alright, so I once again did some research. She just turned 13, and she's playing with her pussy. What? Dude, does her mother know that she just said this? Alright, so when I was 13, dude, it was like Transformers, G.I. Joe, Hot Wheels, and she's over here playing with her.
It was a fairly simple format. Rice opened with a short intro, then spent the next 8 minutes watching a few videos, before finishing with a parody of the videos he just watched. Looking back, it's actually surprising it performed so well. Quality standards for content were more bottom of the barrel back then, but that's kind of the magic of it. He didn't have to be the most amazing video creator in the world, he could just be kind of funny and share it with his audience, and they found it relatable, and they latched onto that. This would come to be Rice's defining style of content for the next 2 years. Funnily enough, in the first few moments of the video, he thanked his audience for the 900 comments he had gotten on the last one. This video, however, he would go on to receive more than 100,000 comments, as a result of the cumulative 15 million views it got on YouTube alone. A few videos later, he would thank his audience for 50,000 subscribers, and he was just getting started. His next upload would be titled, This Girl Must Be Stopped, posting one day before Christmas 2015. It featured Rice reviewing the Twitter account of a girl named Uma Compton, someone who had received a decent amount of attention for her unorthodox appearance and tweets. The account would post shocking tweets like, my husband is playing a new Pokemon game called Grinder. He's about to catch a Dom Top and has to go out for an hour. Jesse J wanna be me so bad. Found these essential oils in my husband's gym bag. Smells weird. You know my pussy looked like Hiroshima after my man wrecked it. The running jokes of her online presence included accusing celebrities that had no idea she existed of stealing her style, her exotic escapades in detail, and her husband secretly being gay. She was the ideal target for any commentary channel. She also had a music career that was riddled with absolutely unhinged lyrics. Her song, By the River, featured the lines, "Down by the river, boy, I'm waiting on you. Pussy needs eaten. Beat it black and blue. Hold me in your arms, this love is true. Nothing else matters when I'm fingered by you." Seeing the potential for a hilarious video, Rice reacted to her account on his channel.
What the fuck? What is wrong with this girl? I was actually thinking about it, and I think this is actually kind of cool. Like, nowadays, girls don't even show off their man and brag about them, and she's just I love, like, if my girlfriend ever did this, I would honestly be so happy, because she cares about me and stuff like that. So perfectly fine. And let's just look at this guy's face, man. Like, he's just like,
Yup, I'm that lucky guy that gets to deep coconut head every night.
I literally went through her whole Twitter and I think I caught AIDS. Like, she literally cannot spell for shit. Coconut ass boy, incest ass bitch, confidence.
The Uma account was later exposed by media outlets, as well as the YouTuber Wavy Webster, for being a troll account, utilizing someone else's photos to create an identity for this strange brand of tweets and music. However, to Rice, Uma Compton was nothing more than an opportunity. By January, he had grown to 80,000 subscribers, and his growth was only snowballing. The YouTube algorithm had finally blessed him with the success he wanted all along. With a healthy mix of childish roasts and being in the right place at the right time, Rice's channel would grow by tens of thousands every month. On January 12th, he hit 100,000 subscribers, and just 2 weeks later, 200. One of the young girls he had made fun of in the first "These Kids Must Be Stopped" video was Lauren Gray, an up-and-coming Musical.ly star. Lauren, having seen the video, decided to respond to Rice, prompting him to then respond himself in the video, "Lauren Gray Must Be Stopped." Rice, at 20 years old, was now making a career off of having drama with middle schoolers.
All this guy does is he watches what we do and he says what we just did. Like, he'll be like, "Did she just say?" "Okay, yes, bitch, I did. What's the issue?
Whoa. Did she just say, "Yes, bitch, I did"? Did she just say that all I said was what they said, but like I said?
I did say it. What's wrong with that? Like,
it's an easy thing to make fun of him for, but honestly, with how unbelievably rewarding it was to make fun of kids at that point in time, most people would have no problem with getting on a UFC undercard with a 10-year-old for that ludicrous AdSense. By this point, Rice was a full-time YouTuber, and his audience continued to grow. He went on to make videos about random kids who called him out in their own YouTube videos, picking on Jacob Sartorius time and time again. Taylor Caniff, Hunter Rowland, and any young wannabe pop star or e-celeb was his bread and butter. It's speculated that the majority of his audience at this time was actually children themselves, who liked to see their cringy peers made fun of online. When Jacob Sartorius released his infamous single, Sweatshirt, Rice joined forces with Leafy to tackle it.
Yo, Leafy, what's good?
Yo, what's up?
Have you heard Jacob's new song yet?
I actually haven't seen it yet.
Well, go listen to it right now. It's a banger.
Sounds good. Call me back in 5.
To many viewers, Rice felt like their older brother who they instantly recognized as a voice of authority, as hard as that might be to believe. In combination with his bombastic, oversaturated thumbnails, which either featured some kid he was about to roast or an attractive girl posing provocatively, he had stumbled across a foolproof formula for success. In October, Zoe Berger would be his next target, a prototype of what we currently refer to as e-girls. Zoe would bait commentary channels into roasting her by intentionally being provocative on stream, but once they had noticed her, she would make frequent response videos, riling them up by showing off her cleavage and purposely saying idiotic things. This allowed people like Rice to have a back-and-forth beef with her for his audience to enjoy. Despite it being frivolous and obviously manufactured drama on both sides, the fans kept eating it up, so they kept cranking it out. To their credit, it definitely worked.
Hella dumb. Eyebrows, far apartments, frizzle. Big ego, but not bigger than your nipples. Pepperoni? Wide jaw, that shit looking hella strong though. 1 mil, get the nudes, then we gone.
Rice also made a habit of collaborating with other big names from this era, such as FaZe Clan and KSI. He even partook in videos with YouTube veterans like Ryan Higa.
Alright, let's go.
I dare you to put yogurt on your head.
Do we have yogurt? We might not, but we have something.
Let's go look in the fridge. So we don't have yogurt, so we're gonna use this. Jesus, what is that?
Seasoned soybean paste.
We're gonna be a stylist for today. It's like salsa.
There you go. Kind of hard with that.
Oh, that's the gel.
Does this feel good?
It feels pretty good.
Everybody gets some hot.
To keep the momentum going, he made sure to stay on top of trends. For example, when the 1000 degree knife videos went viral, he made a parody where the thumbnail implies that he had cut off his own dick.
So I came to Walmart to buy a knife, and I look over there, and there's like a trampoline. I kind of want to buy it. Alright, so I just set up the trampoline. I've always wanted one. It's honestly not that bouncy. Oh! Ow.
At every opportunity, he was upping the intensity of the drama and thumbnails in order to keep his audience interested. It was also during this time he posted his first diss tracks, which many may have forgot were completely ironic parody videos to begin with. He would include rap songs in his videos, making fun of kids like Jacob Sartorius or Hunter Rowland with purposely low-effort lyrics, and part of the joke was that they were terrible.
All your fans are 10, they don't know what they are doing. You rolling up your sleeves, boy, you was looking stupid. You tried to pick that girl up, but you couldn't do it. I'm still trying to think cause I can't find your talent. We know you can't sing and that you suck at rapping. Try and lick your lips cause you need some chapstick. You tried to be a singer, man, and look what happened.
In April of 2016, Brian managed to surpass the milestone of 1 million subscribers. While people often shrug off subscriber counts today, 1 million was a much bigger deal then compared to now. After 3.5 years of work and plenty of trial and error, he had finally made his mark on the platform, even if it was as the guy who roasted little kids in family channels. I can't pretend it's high art, and I doubt he would try to claim it as either. His channel was mental junk food, and it never tried to be anything more, at least up until this point. Little did anyone know that Rice's channel was about to enter a new era, one where Rice became a part of LA celebrity culture itself, and would be involved in countless conflicts with other famous e-celebs.
Was my home. Bleach.
Just as the commentary community and Rice's channel were blowing up, another community would be shelved by the platform that made them popular in the first place. Vine was a video sharing platform that was launched in 2013, featuring short-form content. The main idea was to see how much effort you could fit into a 6-second video, as that was the max length that Vine allowed. This is something we take for granted today with TikTok, but Vine was the app to pave the way for such a format, and many creators who are popular today, like Drew Gooden for example, are people that got started on Vine.
Road work ahead? Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Unfortunately for the website, it had a lot of competition, with platforms like Instagram Video allowing for up to 15 seconds of content, and with the backing of Facebook, it had a lot of support and momentum behind it. So why use Vine when all of its features were already on Instagram? This was a thought on a lot of people's minds, so by mid-2016, Vine was struggling with a massive amount of users moving to other platforms. In October, its parent company Twitter decided to cancel the project, forcing those who still remained to seek refuge elsewhere for their content. This meant that other, more popular video sharing sites, namely YouTube, now had an influx of content creators from Vine with pre-existing fan bases, and were ready to take the website by storm. Case in point, Jake and Logan Paul.
It's every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow. 5 mil on YouTube in 6 months, never done before.
Jake and Logan were two wealthy vloggers who found instant success on YouTube. The lifestyle they showcased of speeding around Los Angeles in expensive supercars, living in mansions with their friends, dating models, being nuisances in public, and all at 18 and 19 years old respectively, immediately became the talk of the town. On one hand, their success was undeniable. It's Everyday Bro was an instant hit among anyone between 10 and 18 years old. On the other hand, slightly older viewers had nothing but contempt for Team 10. Jake Paul became the main subject of content for H3H3 Productions, and Ethan and Hila posted video after video criticizing him for everything from his demeanor as an arrogant douchebag to the fact that he would frequently be a disturbance to the public, climbing on top of news vans and filming pranks on unsuspecting civilians.
I always plug my merch in my bio. Please buy it today.
While Jake was making millions off of Google AdSense and his merchandise, commentary channels were making a salary off of just calling him out. By this point, Rice was one of, if not the most popular roast channel on the platform, with more than 5 million subscribers, far surpassing his peers such as Leafy and H3. This put Rice in a position where he basically had to pitch in on the Paul hate bandwagon. And pitch in he did. On June 1st, 2017, Rice uploaded, reacting to Jake Paul's song with his ex-girlfriend, Alyssa Violet. Now, Rice's commentary and criticisms were never stellar, and this video was no exception. But, unlike H3, he actually respected many of the video's cringy elements. While Ethan found the flexing embarrassing, Rice had nothing but admiration for it. He even seemed a bit insecure about the fact that Jake's channel had grown faster than his.
This dude just said, pass all the competition, PewDiePie is next, cashing out these checks, and he showed his roll, like he's flexing, like, damn, he's living larger now, got the Lambo.
It's pretty dope. It's a good song, okay.
This video would also feature a cameo from Melissa, as well as members of FaZe Clan like Banks and Kay, showing the fact that Brian had made a lot of connections in the YouTube industry. This video accumulated 28 million views, and Brian knew he had to keep going. Shortly after this, he would post a diss track in the classic Rice style along with Alyssa, and you know what, it did okay in views. However, the video's spiritual successor would become the most popular thing Ricegum ever did. It's Every Night Sis. At 2.5 minutes, it's a pretty short song, and as the title suggests, it's a parody of the original by Jake. That being said, many of the same tactics and motifs Jake employed are present, such as the showing off of his mansion, hanging out in a club, flexing a yellow Lambo, and rapping with hilariously bad lyrics. Got a bitch that remind me of my cereal. From Britain, when I see her, I'm like, cheerio. Yeah, Alyssa called asking me if we could win against Jake Paul. What? I said, we Gucci like the shirts with the snakes on it. I just heard the song, Team 10, Now I Hate Y'all. Logan will be your last hit like an 8-ball. They wrap up this poetic magnum opus by encouraging their fans to download the song and stream it repeatedly to make it chart higher than Jake's. While they fell short of that stretch goal, it did do extremely well, as the song eventually went platinum, if you can believe it. Today, it has nearly 200 million views on YouTube. These are accolades that real musicians would respect, and the song, It's Every Night Sis, could be considered a hit by any industry standard. For these tracks to reach the top off of Childish Drama was a major accomplishment for both Jake and Rice. And that brings us to the next development in not only Rice's story, but his identity. Previously, Brian had been relatable to his audience and came across like an average Joe. He wore normal clothing, lived in a regular house, and shared the same middle-class lifestyle as his fans. But now, Rice was a millionaire living in a mansion in LA, spending his days making content with his other millionaire friends. It was a jarring adjustment for his audience, to say the least. And while initially his rap songs were clearly parodies, the satire was now lost on viewers, since Rice was unironically flexing his wealth in the same way someone like Jake would. Around the same time, he posted videos just to show off his Range Rover and new house. He had reduced himself to little more than a mainstream e-celebrity, constantly flexing his newfound wealth.
Obviously, in a couple months, I'm gonna get an exotic fast car, but I just don't want my first car to be a nice sports car, because if I crash it, you know, that's gonna be very painful, and insurance is gonna go up, and I'm gonna lose all my money, but just give me some time. I know this car sucks, but like, I'm only 19, alright? I don't know why YouTubers make it seem like it's such a big deal when it comes to their car. Like, it's a big reveal. My first car is like a big deal. But like, I just need to get from point A to point B, man. I sit here, get a lot of work done. This TV came with the room, so I'm gonna get this taken off because I don't even use it. I mean, who watches TV anymore? If I'm ever working too hard, I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I need a little break. So I just come out here, I'm like, you know what? I have a little balcony. Guys, look at this amazing view. Like, it's just so dope.
While his old audience felt conflicted about the changes, he was also seeing more success than ever before. Every other month, he was hitting the next 1 million subscriber milestone. And it's not like he ever stopped posting the content that made him famous in the first place. He was still making fun of kids whenever the opportunity presented itself, which at this point, some people had finally become critical of.
Before I talk about this, I need to acknowledge the fact that, you know, this is what we do on H3. We talk about other people as well. And we never made a video about them. You know why? Because we're not fucking assholes.
But that didn't stop Ricegum, who was unfazed by all of the callouts against him by other commentary channels. His videos, however, would increasingly focus on other famous YouTubers. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Roman Atwood, and Tanner Fox were in basically every title and thumbnail of his for months and months. Roasting YouTubers, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Roman Atwood, and more. I'm sorry, Logan Paul and Roman Atwood. Emotional. Reacting to Jake Paul's new song, Jerica, featuring Erica Costell. Team 10 roasted me, now I'm mad. Jake Paul trolled my fans at Team 10 House. At a time when everyone else was roasting them, Rice was collaborating with them whenever he could and making millions doing it. He seemed unstoppable, yet with his huge growth, a certain reputation followed it. Rice had been through a number of beefs in the past with the kids he had made fun of, but he was relatively disconnected from them at the time, only dropping a response video here and there, with the drama being played up by both sides. He even infamously faked a fight with FouseyTube to bait drama channels like Scarce and Keemstar.
I'm not, bro. It's all good.
Bro, nah, bro. Like, everyone's telling me.
I don't give a shit. Listen, I only came out here to say I'm a fucking grown man. I don't got time for this little kid shit. I didn't talk about you. Squash it at that. If I wanted to say shit about you, I'll say it to your fucking face. I'm not talking behind the camera screen.
Everyone's telling me, bro. I don't give a that's fake.
I'm fake.
That's fake.
Squash right now.
Squash it's fake, bro.
Squash it.
That's fake.
Squash right now.
Why would you do that?
I did it, bro.
They literally planned the whole ordeal in advance, as Fousey admitted in a video on his channel later on. But after so many arguments and contentions had been played up for content, Brian finally got into a real fight. Gabby Hanna. She's got 5 million subscribers, is a former Viner, and in 2017 was at the peak of her relevancy online. The year prior, Rice had made a video about her after he felt she had subtweeted him with some petty insults.
What she's trying to say is, Ricegum, your channel may fall in the category as I don't respect you, but that tweet wasn't about you. Damn it, guys, it's pretty clear that the Gabby show doesn't respect the channel, man.
In March, the two attended the same party in LA and ended up running into each other. As documented on Gabby's Snapchat stories, while Rice was sitting on a couch, she walked up to him and challenged him to a rap battle, all while holding the camera and recording everything. During the clips, she also made fun of him for hiring a ghostwriter on his tracks.
Alright, so Rice doesn't have his ghostwriter today. It's fine. I think we can still battle. I think we're good. No? You don't want to do it?
After what seemed like a friendly interaction, her very next Snapchat elaborated that Rice had hit her and shattered her phone. She then left to go on the balcony and film some Snapchat stories about it for her followers. This quickly became a big story, with the private beef of two massive YouTubers going public, especially with the allegation that Rice had hit her, which, if true, could qualify as assault. She would also film her leg, claiming that was where Rice had hit her, and showing what some people thought looked like bruises. Within hours, the story was on Drama Alert, receiving mixed reactions from the audience. You can't hit women. Keemstar. Correction, you can't hit anyone if they haven't physically harmed you. Like Gabby also said on Snapchat, it's not about how a man treats a woman. It's about how a person treats a person. Ricegum had no right to do that to a person who made a little joke, especially considering he disses people on the internet every day. He shouldn't resort to violence over something that little. Think about it, there were hundreds of YouTubers and social media influencers in a room together. Clearly they all agreed to this and are making the biggest publicity stunt to date. If not, then damn, I would have paid to watch this fight. If he hit her in the middle of a party like she said, wouldn't there be plenty of witnesses? Directly after the story, Rice tweeted his opinion, saying, "We're talking about a person who has built a career off over-exaggerating and lying about stories for money. This is exactly what she wants. Fuck this girl and all this fake shit. Ask anyone at that party. Video up later today, lol." This was indeed followed up by a video where he attempted to debunk the allegations, a necessary step considering a number of people were advocating for his arrest, as well as claiming that he beats women. Rice's story is that she approached him unprovoked and started filming him, and he repeatedly asked her to stop and not post the videos to her story. She continued filming, and after asking her a few more times to stop to no avail, he grabbed the phone out of her hand and smashed it on the ground. Rice claims that he never hit her or did anything that could qualify as assault, but that he did destroy her phone.
Did I see him hit her? Definitely not. Did he twist her arm? Definitely not. He wasn't pinning her down. He didn't hit her, he didn't twist her arm, and Gabby sits on the couch and sticks the camera in his face snapping, So he tells her like, hey, can you not post that? So she just kept snapping and, doing more snaps, talking about the diss, and, he asked her, I think maybe like 2 or 3 more times, like, hey, can you not post that? And she just kept filming, and he just jumped up, and went to reach for her phone, and it was more of like a tug of war, them pulling the phone back and forth, maybe for a few seconds, and then he snatched the phone out of her hand and slammed down the ground and broke the phone and then walked out.
Everyone thinks I smashed her phone because I can't take a joke, but that is definitely, I didn't even know what she was saying to me. I smashed her phone because my whole life I'm around a camera. I'm either vlogging, I'm doing this, Snapchat, Instagram. If I'm at the grocery stores, there's fans asking for pictures. Ricegum, say hi to my Snapchat. My whole life is just camera, everyday life, camera, which I'm not complaining, that's the life I chose. But when I'm at a YouTuber party, that's my time away from YouTube, my time away from work. I can just relax there. So her coming up to me with the camera already on, didn't even ask me, made me a little bit mad. And when I told her to stop and she wouldn't, that made me even more mad, and that's why I reacted how I reacted.
However, he paid her back instantly. According to him, Gabby lied about him pinning her down, lied about him hitting her, scratching her, and lied about him giving her the supposed bruise on her leg.
Everyone thought I gave her that bruise. Like, literally everyone is assuming that bruise is because of me. But we later find out that she had those bruises before the incident, so there's no way possible for me to give it to her if she already had the bruises. So we caught her in a lie, and now she's over here switching up her story again. She's saying that she took a Snapchat trying to show off a scratch on her leg. Not the bruises, I'm trying to show off the scratches on my leg. And she draws an arrow in the Twitter. How come you didn't draw the arrow in the Snapchat?
It's one of those situations where I wasn't there and neither were you guys, so it's hard to say what really happened. According to a third party, Romeo Lacoste, He just jumped up, you know, and went to reach for her phone. She's sitting on the couch and he's standing up. It was more like a tug of war, you know, them pulling the phone back and forth. Maybe for a few seconds. And then he snatched the phone out of her hand and slammed it on the ground and broke the phone and then walked out. Was he being aggressive? Yes, definitely. Definitely more aggressive than he should have been for the situation. Did I see him hit her? Definitely not. Did he twist her arm? Definitely not. He was not pinning her down. He didn't hit her, he didn't twist her arm. I would say honestly that this was just, you know, it was more of a tug of war of grabbing the phone, and he slammed the phone down and broke it. That's pretty much all that really happened. I feel like the situation is being blown out of proportion and exaggerated. I understand, you know, everyone's upset, but I mean, that's what really happened, and that's all there really is to it. He sent like $2,000 right away, pretty much, to pay for the phone. And obviously, the phone doesn't cost $2,000, so, you know. Seems like a decent retelling of events, though it certainly favored Rice's version of the story more than Gabby's. It's worth noting the guy who told this story is a major creep, by the way, which Jay Aubrey made a pretty good video about. Always has to be one of those guys in these stories, doesn't there? In the end, Gabby's audience took her side and Ricegum's took his. He ends the video by saying he doesn't have a ghostwriter for his songs and instead utilizes his friend as a co-writer to help him out a bit, before saying that he can't think of someone more fitting for a new diss track than Gabby. So that is exactly what his next upload was. Unsurprisingly, it transcended the beef, hitting 50 million views, and titled, I Didn't Hit Her.
Phone in my face, now her screen cracked. Bitch really tried to make a move. She playing games like 2K, but I spent that on my sweater too. Wrist looking like the 50 bands from that last diss that I did on you. Now they mad I'm making better moves, now they can't afford to be up in my shoes.
Gabby later did a follow-up video where she walked back the allegation that he hit her directly and pointed to the definition of the word hit, but it seemed like she somewhat exaggerated the story initially regardless.
I backpedaled and I'm trying to take it back because initially I used the word hit, which by the way, the definition of hit is bring one's hand in contact with, quickly and forcefully, which he did. Cause harm or distress to, which he did. But I did say it in the heat of the moment. As soon as it happened, I kept saying Ricegum hit me because yes, when a man is on top of you and grabbing at you, it feels like, yes, he hit me.
Rice was known as an edgy guy, partly because that was the trend on YouTube at the time. He would roast people for their appearances, their mannerisms, their age, the way they talk, which today is normal for everyone to do privately, but during that time it was all out in the open on YouTube, whereas these days it's a big no-no. On a few occasions, he definitely took it too far, such as when he asked a victim on stream if it felt good.
You got raped?
Yeah, bro. And this dude, he raped like hella people.
What the f? No, but did it feel good though?
Nah, I didn't.
In fairness, she did not seem too upset about the comment, though maybe she was hiding her true feelings so as not to make it awkward. Regardless, many viewers found it to be extremely insensitive, and this generated a lot of outrage. To be clear, he did later call her on stream to apologize, if that means anything, and she genuinely didn't seem to mind at all.
I don't know, I said something like, I didn't feel good or something, and just, I don't know, it was really stupid.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I'm not even really tripping. I knew you were joking around like the entire time. Like, he wasn't really like, that's just in your nature, you know?
And aside from this one clip, there were plenty of reasons why people had grown to hate him. It had always been well known that he was critical of children, since it's what he got famous for in the first place. While his own audience was fine with this, once those outside of his demographic caught wind of it, they began criticizing him en masse.
He directs like 90% of it towards little kids. I'm talking little kids, like 8 years old to like 15. And because of this, a large majority of his fan base is made up of little kids. And yeah, I get it. I know that a large majority of the people that watch YouTube are little kids, but his content is purposely directed at these kids.
On one hand, Rice was only making videos about kids who were already public figures, so it's not like he was sniping children he found on a street corner. They were already famous. Additionally, the YouTube algorithm rewarded him for it, and clearly there was a huge audience that wanted to see that kind of content. That being said, many found it pathetic that he spent his days roasting people less than half his age, hardly the kind of behavior befitting of a role model.
He looks like he's like 12.
Yeah, a lot of my viewers are young.
In addition to this, Elvis the Alien makes the point that Rice had a habit of being insensitive on stream, often insulting girls' appearances or just asking them uncomfortable questions.
So why'd you pierce at your nose? Because I don't like that shit.
You don't like it?
Nah.
He had this girl on stream that he knew was a lesbian, so he asked her if she's ever seen a dick before.
Have you like ever seen a dick? Yeah, no, cause like, so you said that you were like a lesbian, so I was just curious.
Yes, I've seen it.
Like in person?
Yep.
I don't know, I think they're kind of immature.
She was clearly uncomfortable in the situation, but he just kept dragging it out.
It wasn't a situation where his audience didn't like it because they found it funny. And in fact, it was stuff like this that made them love him being a savage on stream. But to adults like Elvis and his viewers, this was unacceptable. This also highlighted an issue many had with Rice, flexing.
Okay, but I'm 19 and way more successful than you.
Are you comparing other people like that?
Nah, but just know that if I'm your age, I wouldn't be livid, you feel me?
Many of his fans would play this off as just his sense of humor, and while there may be some truth to that, there comes a point when you make the same joke in every single piece of content, all the while putting others down at the same time, that it becomes jarring to the average viewer. Moreover, it became clear Rice flexed for himself because he liked it. Whether it was flashing how much money he had, or showing off his vanity purchases, he enjoyed reminding everyone how out of touch he was with the common folk.
Hi, doggy. Well, yeah, thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. No problem. Yeah, bro. What's up, dude? How's it going? I got you a little something today. Oh, boy. Here you go, bro. Yeah, bro. Oh, yeah. I have some explaining to do. As you guys all know, I live in like a $15 million house. All my clothes keeps getting up. $800. I'll just start from top to bottom. Yeezy Red Octobers, Fragment 1, Off-White Nike. White Yeezys that are actually dirty because I actually wear them. Yeezys, more Yeezys, more Yeezys, more Yeezys. Off-White Air Maxes, and more Yeezys. And one last pair of Yeezys. Versace slippers, Off-White Air Prestos, Nikes, green Adidas MMDs, red Adidas MMDs, black Adidas MMDs, pink MMDs, Jordan Supreme 5 collaboration, Nike Supreme collaboration. You thought that was it for the Yeezys? More Yeezys!
Even for his longtime fans, the shtick was becoming grating. In his old videos, he sat in a normal suburban house. It was nice, but it wasn't totally unrelatable, as plenty of his fans came from the same background. However, it's hard to relate to $20,000 shopping sprees where you buy a bunch of shoes that you never wear. Rice even filmed a video with his mom where he showed her all of the stuff he bought.
Chọc cho mày tức hả? Chọc cho mày tức hả? 1.500 mày dám mua đôi giày lại nói mày để làm gì nữa?
Or do you think it's worth that much?
It's worth nothing. It's worth $20 cho mommy. 1.500 đồng mua đôi giày giống như giày lính.
His megalomaniac tendencies also manifested in the word he would become infamous for calling everyone he disliked: irrelevant. Irrelevant! It was clear there was nothing Rice cared about besides money and the popularity of his online persona. To make the whole affair even more ridiculous, someone managed to catch him viewbotting his Twitch stream, rendering his use of irrelevant as an insult extremely ironic, given he was so insecure about his low view count that he had paid out of his own pocket to artificially inflate it.
This is a viewbot control panel. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is it right here. Once you see the purple glare against his face, he notices that he's like, oh, fuck.
Every point I've made so far was discussed in a video by Elvis the Alien, which blew up far beyond the typical scope of his channel. Similar videos had been uploaded by other commentators as well, calling him out for his arrogant and unlikable attitude.
Christian Burns and Ricegum both have their heads jammed up their own arse and think they're God's gift to the world. Because in his mind, if you're more famous, then you're better than other people. That's just how he is. He's exactly the same as Christian Burns.
Animosity towards the Ricegum brand in general had been building up for a while now, and it was only a matter of time before Brian's actions would blow up in his face.
What we do here is go back.
Nowadays, iDubbbz' name doesn't hold as much weight as it used to, but in 2017, he was seen as the great arbiter of YouTube. You didn't have to be one of his fans to feel the shockwave whenever a new content cop was uploaded. He had successfully taken on Keemstar, Leafy, Tana Mojo, and kept the wide majority of the audience on his side despite doing some of the edgiest and controversial things imaginable. For his final target, he would choose none other than Rice. The title is disguised as a video about Jake Paul, but that would be too obvious, as he was public enemy #1 at the time. Instead, iDubbbz claimed to be titling it Content Cop Jake Paul so as not to give Rice any extra attention, which he so desperately desired. Whether that worked or not, I can't say. It did not work. But it was an added layer of disrespect to Rice. Back in 2016, Rice had actually addressed iDubbbz after the content cop on his peer, Leafy. He discussed the possibility that Ian could go after him for being the same thing as Leafy, a YouTube bully. In iDubbbz's video, this was framed as wishful thinking by Rice, trying to manifest the video into reality so that he could be the center of attention yet again, even if that attention was negative.
I was watching the Leafy exposed video, right? I was watching it the other day, and I was laughing. I was like, hey man, this iDubbbz guy is pretty funny, I'm over here laughing. I scrolled down to the comments. I cannot make this up. Scroll down to the comments. First comment, it's about me. Here's a good one, but it's kind of risky. Content caught Ricegum. And I'm just like, whoa, why is this guy, throwing ideas at iDubbbz for? Bottom line, what I'm trying to say is, I'm next, guys. I'm next on the hit list. And if I'm not next, then I'm probably next.
It would take 11 months, but Rice would eventually get his wish. In October of 2017, the Ricegum content cop was released, and it would be the most popular video of the entire series. Today, it has gathered 50 million hits, and it voiced a lot of the gripes that people had with Rice for years.
You can't just hide for months and make a 20-minute video and randomly, no one even knows, and surprise everyone and just drop it on my head. You can't just do that.
I'm doing that. I'm doing it right now.
First, Ian criticized his behavior on streams, such as recording girls without their knowledge or lying to them about it to get them to talk to him, which flies in the face of the reason he was initially mad at Gabby Hanna. He also brought up the clip with the victim and his insensitivity in that moment. Next, Ian discussed the clickbait challenge, a competition Rice held on YouTube, claiming he would reward one fan with $10,000 for making the most viral clickbait. However, he never announced the winner on any of his social media platforms, meaning nobody was ever paid despite the promise that someone would be. Lastly, Ian brought up his irritating habit of obnoxiously flexing his expensive taste.
$800 off-white
$3,000.
$450, $1,000, $2,000, like $6,000. Guess how much it is. How much do you think this jacket was worth?
$1,600.
This was an easy gotcha at Rice, who was guilty as charged, though many people didn't take issue with his boasting since plenty of other rich YouTubers did the same. However, the point wasn't just that Rice was bragging and punching down on people that didn't have as much money as he did, it was that Rice did this as a way to overcompensate, precisely because he saw money as the only thing that validated him, most likely due to him being insecure in other areas. Added on top of this was the fact that Rice would do anything to get his videos to 10 minutes in length in order to earn some extra ad revenue, even if it jeopardized the quality of the content. Despite how unpopular and reviled this practice was, it became relatively common around this time.
I love you guys. Subscribe if you're new. Comment. I read all comments. And now I try to make this video somehow 10 minutes.
One of the criticisms levied against Rice was that anytime a behavior of his got him in hot water, he defaulted to pretending it was a joke. Though this issue is far from exclusive to Ricegum, considering how we've been dealing with "it's just a prank bro" for years now, Rice pushed it to particularly extreme lengths. Ian challenges this and makes the point that Rice isn't joking or playing a character anymore. Maybe in some of his older videos there was an element of satire with how intentionally bad his lyrics were, but at this point we're just seeing the real Ricegum on camera every day.
That is all fake beef, so if you want to call that a joke, go for it. But you are undoubtedly the biggest fence rider on YouTube.
Following this, Ian relitigated the Gabby Hanna story, analyzing what his exact motivation was for doing what he did, the conclusion being that his actions were another offshoot of his insecurity problem, since if he had walked away from the situation, it would have meant he was seen as a coward. Ian's point was that smashing her phone was counterproductive because it made him look like the thing he was trying so hard to not look like, an oversensitive bitch.
Would you guys like to hear the juiciest bit of hypocrisy?
Probably shouldn't have threw her phone, but I mean, if you're gonna record me at a party when I'm off guard. This girl literally came up to me in person, didn't ask me, hey Rice, do you mind if I vlog? She just came up to me, camera already on, and I was so unexpected.
It kind of sounds like he doesn't like being recorded without his consent. How interesting.
No, but I'm not streaming though, I just wanted to call you.
Oh, you're not?
No, I just wanted to call you and just talk.
The video's critique section wraps up in a 7-minute video showing Rice's entitlement and envy. Rice had a habit of putting other creators down for not pulling the same amount of views as him, criticizing YouTube for inviting Tyler Oakley and Grace Helbig to VidCon and not him. He seemed to feel as though his level of popularity entitled him to an exclusive spot at VidCon and in the YouTube Rewind that year. Additionally, Rice had been critical of a man named Christian Burns for insulting a security guard at VidCon and putting him down for not being some kind of e-celebrity. This is all well and good, and Christian was indeed being a very bad person, but Rice was guilty of the same behavior on so many occasions that it made his criticism pretty laughable.
Cannot believe these are actual words coming out of another human's mouth. We get it, bro, you're rich, you're famous, but that does not give you the right to be mean and call these security guards irrelevant, like they're literally just doing their job. Have all those guys that are irrelevant now, but hey, irrelevant. I feel like this guy thinks he's like above people, like he was calling people peasants and irrelevant, like, you're irrelevant. Because they're irrelevant! Gabby show, another pretty pretty irrelevant YouTuber.
Rice also started drama over the smallest jokes about him, putting people's names in the title if they made one comment that lately hinted at making fun of him, which also screamed of his desperation for views, attention, and his general insecurity. The Odd Ones Out, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, you name the big YouTuber, and Rice found a way to vie for their attention like a little boy who punches the girl he has a crush on. Ian ends the video by criticizing Rice's rap lyrics and songs overall, making fun of him needing a ghostwriter and insecurities about the quality of his content, constantly talking about improving it or having just started out and how he'll eventually make better videos, and so on and so forth. It wraps up with a diss track starring Boy in a Band, PewDiePie, and Ethan Klein. It's a pretty memorable track to this day, and while it's not really my thing, I would say it's better than most of what Rice did at the time.
Oh no, you getting mad and knocked the phone right out of my hand? That shit was fucking absurd. You're a rapper who can't resolve shit with words?
Now, if there was any point to the Content Cop episode, it was that Rice did not like being slighted. He hated the idea of being seen like a bitch, or taking it lying down. So naturally, he had to respond to the video. He starts off by saying he found the video to be entertaining, most likely to feign some kind of stoicism over the fact that he was being relentlessly ridiculed. Eventually, though, he did get into the actual points. Firstly, he acknowledges he was insensitive during the "Did it feel good though" clip, but points out that it's kind of ridiculous for someone like iDubbbz to call him out for being insensitive, which is actually a decent point considering the kind of stunts Ian was known for pulling, such as approaching Tana Mojo, who had only just turned 18, and asking her to say the N-word in front of a camera. His videos were known for dark humor and edgy comments, with most of the bad unboxing videos involving some edition of Mein Kampf being delivered to him, and his very liberal use of the N-word and F-slur. It was strange for him to call out Ricegum for something like that, which, while insensitive, is not that much worse than the things that had made Ian famous. Damn, Twitter really was a different place back then. As for the cringy clips of him on livestream, he explains that he was just trying to do anything to blow up, and most of these clips were from when he was in high school.
So he shows a lot of like old live stream clips from like 2 to 3 years ago, and at this point it's getting annoying, man. I just need to talk about it.
Bro, she'll let me pipe her shit. Yeah, bro, she definitely wants to fuck me. Bro, she low-key got some titties. I think she's 16 to 15. I ain't gonna lie, bro. She got some titties on her, bro. Nah, but did it feel good, though?
So I used to live stream on this website like 2 to 3 years ago, and on that website, basically all it was just people that played video games and they were live streaming. And honestly, it was kind of boring because everyone did the same thing. They sat there and just played video games. And being a small content creator, I mean, you guys know it's so hard to grow, you know, starting out. So you have to be different. I could either sit there and play games and, you know, be boring, or I could sit there, play games, and just call random girls and make people laugh, and that's exactly what I did.
He also points out that PewDiePie, who starred in the video, similarly had a habit of insensitive jokes, from his Fiverr incident that got the Wall Street Journal mad at him, to the bridge moment in which he accidentally blurted out a slur on stream. The argument could be made that Rice was being insensitive towards unsuspecting people on stream, while Ian was doing it in a vacuum for content. For many people, however, it didn't really matter what iDubbbz had done, they just hated Rice and wanted to see bloodshed. Weirdly enough, there's a moment in the video where Rice brings a few black people into frame and films them reacting to iDubbbz saying the N-word, which is just, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on here.
Another piece of paper that says nigger.
If we get on here real slaughter gang, fuck what he talking about. Rice up next, motherfuckers.
Rice. Rice, you know what?
Rice, motherfucking dead.
This is followed up by Rice apologizing to the victim in person, and she then pole dances and twerks for him on camera. To put it bluntly, Rice knew that he was at an advantage. The people who liked him had no standards or sensibilities, so high-octane criticisms coming from Ian mostly fell on deaf ears. Rice was much of a smooth brain as the audience he often pandered to. Paying the victim you were insensitive to twerk and pole dance in front of you is about as great a testament to your lack of flex to give as you can get. Even if it is immature and pointless, I mean, it's kind of funny. As far as the flexing, Brian claims that it's justified because every hip-hop artist already does it in their music videos. He also figures that his audience is interested in the same type of hypebeast lifestyle as him, so flexing on his audience doesn't compromise his relatability. Additionally, he didn't get to have nice sneakers when he was younger, so now that he's blown up on YouTube, he should be able to enjoy that luxury. At least that's what he says. This back and forth on the topic of flaunting your wealth was pointless because other people saw it as cringy and he didn't, and that was really all there was to it. For the point about stretching content, Rice's rebuttal was that PewDiePie does the same thing from time to time, so it's ridiculous for Ian to criticize Rice for it and not call him out. As for calling others irrelevant all the time, he just takes the L on that one and admits he does say that word a lot. However, the nuance of why it's a problem was seemingly lost on him. The issue people had was not the use of the word, but instead Brian's constant habit of condemning others for not being as YouTube famous as him. The allegation about him not playing a character made Rice angry, as he claimed his videos are all jokes rather than sincere depictions of who he is as a person.
And it's very obvious to anyone who watches your videos that they're not all jokes. You're not playing a character. Alright, that is you. You are being yourself in these videos.
How are you gonna tell me who I am as a person? As if you know me. Get off of my dick. All my videos are jokes. I don't know how he's gonna tell me what my videos are or aren't, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
Rice then justifies live streaming people without their knowledge by saying that they act more natural when they don't think he's live, and claims there's a big difference between that and filming him in person and being repeatedly told to stop and not doing so. After a few weaker points, he says the reason he didn't give the winner of the clickbait challenge their prize was because it was a video poking fun at the bombing of an Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, England. And, of course, no Ricegum drama response would be complete without a diss track. So, just a few days later, he drops the music video for Frick the Police.
I'm in the hills, my soldiers did 100 mil. They telling me to stop flexing, but I'm stunting still. I ran it up all of a sudden, bitches wanna chill.
If I had to rank the others, I would say the lyrics are funnier than It's Every Night Sis, but I have a hard time telling if that was intentional on Rice's part or not. I'd guess it's some mix of intentional and some mix of just Ricegum being Ricegum. A 30-minute video, I'm who you're obsessed with. You look like your sister is the girl that you have sex with. Yeah, do you get the message? On Twitter threatened, we should get this guy arrested. But I'm flexing, can you get these sheep on my mentions? How can I be mad? Bitch, I sleep in a mansion. Hey, content cop, can you get up off my dick, sir? Yeah, I'm yellow when I'm fly, call me Big Bird. They try to see me start to fall like September, try to roast me in the comments, but remember, how you go and support a guy who proudly says the N-word? His response and diss track were only met with yet another wave of hate, criticizing his lackluster defense and clowning on him for constantly flexing his wealth. Even in the song, he couldn't stop flexing, so that certainly did not help his case for those who hated it. Ian made a follow-up video picking on the obvious flaws with Rice's response, and Rice lost a few thousand subscribers in the interim, but within a few days, his growth was back to normal. He just kept chugging along, creating content as always. So while this was a defining moment in Rice's lore, it was hardly the end of his career, and he carried on. After the episode of Content Cop on him, which was probably the period in which he was the most discussed online ever, he moved on with his regularly scheduled content, even if not exactly regularly scheduled, responding to drama with Markiplier, hanging out with clouded up LA girls, and clickbaiting constantly with random chicks. He just went on as if nothing had happened, and as far as he was concerned, nothing did. All of that conflagration was fouled with the rest of the online drama that he was used to eating for breakfast. He just nonchalantly moseyed on to making videos such as, "Can you girls turn me on? Can I eat your booty?" and "Let me touch the butt." For whatever reason, there was a clear move towards the implication that his videos contained softcore porn. Aside from that, he also made comedic videos starting beef with his peers like Bad Baby, who at this point was really launching her career after her appearance on Dr. Phil.
I was thinking today, like, do you guys know that girl Danielle Bergoli, Catch Me Outside Girl, Bad Baby? I was thinking, like, how many times has she disrespected me?
Hold up. This asshole is not about to come for me. Rice dumb, rice bum, lice gum, rice asshole.
My name isn't Rice Asshole.
But make no mistake, he wasn't done riling up the masses. Previously, Ricegum had been a pseudo-member of the commentary community, even if just for the sake of opportunism. While none of his callouts were that serious, he was known for pointing out misdeeds of other online figures. Now he had become a target, and plenty of channels made a point of calling him out now that he had eyes on him. Everyone had the pass to dunk on Ricegum, and he made sure to respond to every single roast. When the odd ones out slightly roasted him in a video, he made an entire dedicated response to him, and this kind of overreaction was not uncommon.
He names him Brian, and he has a yellow Lamborghini. Like, come on, this guy is talking about me. Like, is anyone else seeing this? Like, why is this man just sneak dissing me right now?
In June of 2018, Rice released a video titled "Why I Left the Cloud House," clickbaiting the fact that he had left the house he was living in for a short vacation to Hong Kong, where he basically recreated some of the controversy that Logan Paul got himself into with his previous Japan vlogs. Not the one in the forest, Rice didn't go that far, but instead the one where Logan threw a fish on a car and was just kind of a menace to society. In Rice's case, after flying to Hong Kong, Rice and his friend promptly left their hotel room. They call Chinese meat disgusting, they go around asking random people where they can find a restaurant that serves cat and dog meat, as well as asking them where the hoes and bitches are at. To top it all off, they just touched random strangers' hands and asked people if they fuck with Ricegum. This caused a lot of outrage, but not from Americans. Instead, there were a decent amount of Chinese-speaking channels that called him out for this cultural insensitivity. Multiple stories from Chinese outlets and a number of vloggers have called out Ricegum for his disrespectful behavior, drawing parallels to Logan Paul's infamous vlog series in Japan. Fulin Fong, one of the more popular foreign vloggers based in China, addressed the video's issues in his own vlog. Whenever YouTubers publish disrespectful content like Ricegum's vlog, it reflects poorly on other foreigners living in the country, Fulin Fong said. Ricegum, it's so rude and embarrassing to watch someone do this, Hey Hardy said. His video was so stupid. It reminds me of Logan Paul's video in Japan being an idiot. I'm a foreigner and so is he, but he obviously has Asian heritage, so why would you come to Asia to mug everyone off?
当作一个香港人，我觉得我被侮辱了。我也遇见过很多这样的外国人，然后我有很多黑粉觉得我就是这样的外国人，但虽然我觉得我还是挺尊重中国，我也挺爱中国的。他这种视频真的是给外国人也丢脸。
Rice didn't receive an overwhelming amount of hate, though it was definitely a significant controversy for him, considering he received a decent amount of criticism from the mainstream. His own fans didn't care because they were already used to his content and his sense of humor, but people on the outside now saw him as an insensitive vlogger traveling to a foreign land to be a dickhead on camera for ad revenue.
This is just a train wreck. I refuse to keep stopping the video every 5 to 10 seconds to talk about the stupid shit that comes out of this guy's mouth.
It will be a lesson for people who are not only YouTubers but overall just coming to other countries to be respectful and to be understanding of their culture, of their worldviews, of the stereotypes, of certain things you should not joke about.
By this point, there was also a prevailing narrative that Rice had lost his way as a humble roaster and was now nothing more than the average LA vlogger, incessantly displaying his riches with designer clothes and cars. But that was just the way he presented himself, his aesthetics and his mannerisms. What about the content of his character? That would only become a point of criticism in the beginning of 2019. On New Year's Eve of 2018, Rice uploaded a video titled, How I Got AirPods for $4. In the video, he plugs Mystery Brand, a site that allows you to pay to open boxes that will give you a random product from a category of your choosing, like a smartphone box, a shoe box, a hoodie box, etc. Rice reveals in the video he teamed up with them to promote their site, obviously pointing to some kind of sponsorship agreement. Once people noticed the same site was being promoted by Jake Paul, they decided to look into the specifics of the operation and saw some glaring issues. The allegation made by channels like H3H3 and Kavos was that these YouTubers were essentially promoting gambling to their young fans, with the mystery box aspect of the business model being akin to playing slots for prizes. According to other channels that turned down sponsorship offers from the company, they had been paid $100,000 each to promote the website. This only made it sound even scummier for these creators to be taking so much money in exchange for promoting a dubious service.
So what you should know about these kind of sponsored videos is that he's doing exactly what they instructed him. Obviously, Jake Paul doesn't need shoes. He's a multi-millionaire. He's got all the shoes he wants. He would just buy them outright. So what they're telling him to do is like, play the shoes. That's a popular one that a lot of your kids who watch your show will want to play. So he's on here pretending that he cares about shoes, and he'll go on to pretend that he cares about winning an iPhone.
The Apple Boy box. I feel like I could win an iPhone in that. I'm gonna go for the iPhone right now.
I mean, Jake Paul's got probably 20 iPhones. What does he care about it?
Based on the comment section of this video by H3H3, Rice's favor in the community at large had certainly taken a hit. I think it's worth pointing out that both Ricegum and Jake Paul aren't getting nearly the same amount of views they were getting a year ago, which is hilarious considering Ricegum would call people in his position irrelevant just a year ago. I don't know, it's kind of funny. This one hit home for me. I'm a person that's on the verge of a gambling addiction, but I am thankfully very aware of it. Sitting here watching this video, I know it's a scam, but there's still a feeling in the back of my mind that I could win big. Watching Ricegum talk about how he's making a profit literally got me to the point where I nearly opened the website. That's a bad feeling. The fact that these YouTubers are advertising to children is absolutely disgusting. I'm a grown adult who knows better, and I'm still sitting here itching to gamble because of their endorsement. I don't think people realize how awful this feeling is, and by showing this to kids, they could easily be ruining their lives. This is no longer a case for them being too dumb to realize what they're doing. This is a case of them not caring about people and actively hurting their fans because of it. These guys are multi-millionaires. They shouldn't need money this bad. This is shameless. People got banned for advertising Edu Birdie, but these guys are getting featured for advertising a gambling site to children, and that's unacceptable. Following this, Rice did make a response video. Rather than deny the allegations, we got a more sober take, which was strange to see. He apologized to his audience for being money grubbing, though his way of making up for it was giving away a bunch of Amazon redemption codes so his fans could presumably buy Yeezys and Supreme stuff and whatever else their hypebeast hearts desired. And what's even funnier is that all of the codes were expired as of the video's posting. It's hard to tell if this was genuinely like a Machiavellian attempt at manipulation of his audience, or if the joke was that it's so obviously bribery that his audience is in on it too. In any event, this was a significant blow to his reputation, and by this point, his views were already on the decline. Previously, Rice was in the news every week for calling out other channels. His viral music videos reached far beyond his audience and gave people the impression that he was on the up and up. Now, the videos were no longer going viral like they used to, and the only time people outside of his audience heard about him was when other YouTubers called him out. By this point, he had already become sporadic in his upload schedule. At one point, he was uploading twice a week, and now he was down to a few times a month, if that. He was also doing a series with his then girlfriend, Abby Rao, an Instagram model who was the co-founder of the social media app Clubhouse. They did a series of videos that essentially served as girlfriend simulator for his young fans. I take my crush on a date, taking my date to the worst reviewed restaurant in my city, who is the best kisser, girlfriend versus best friend, reading my girlfriend's Instagram DMs, ignoring my girlfriend for 24 hours, and in every single video he's clickbaiting her cleavage or other body parts. She was obviously complicit in this scheme, but something still feels wrong to me with making a relationship a business transaction in which you pimp out your significant other to make clickbait thumbnails. But I digress. Following this, he floundered with new content here and there, making videos about his ex, who she's dating now, making videos about new girls he wants to date, teasing a YouTube boxing match with a few people, and having some petty drama with KSI. But none of this ever amounted to much. Long gone were the days when Rice was a YouTube phenomenon. On July 12th of 2020, nearly 3 years ago, the last video was uploaded to the Ricegum channel, titled, "My Ex-Girlfriend Called Me, We Picked Up." The video, which is a collaboration with FaZe K, is basically just a vlog where the two mess around, and gives a bit of insight into the lifestyle of Brian Kwang Lee. Now, in fairness, this was not the absolute end of Ricegum's online presence. He actually started another channel called Family Gum in 2019, which he uploaded to somewhat infrequently. Surprisingly, it managed to garner almost 1 million subscribers. Despite the name, Brian is not a father, nor does he have any kind of family. Instead, this channel was dedicated to vlogs with his various girlfriends, showing off their dates and interactions. It appeared to be an attempt to mimic the success of other couple channels like Boyfriend vs. Girlfriend, and while it did get a decent amount of views, the success was nowhere near enough to hold Rice's attention and make it a constant gig. The last video to be posted to the channel was in September of 2020, and was a video of him meeting his now ex-girlfriend for the first time in a year.
You're like my family, like, I don't know. It's weird.
I got family zoned. Family Gum. That's
Can
me.
you stop?
That's me.
You are my family, whether you like it or not.
You know me and sisters. I like hitting them sisters.
Rice was officially off the grid, and people were no longer privy to all of his activities. He was streaming on Twitch somewhat infrequently, but it wasn't a real schedule. It was just whenever he felt like it. So that leaves the question, if he's not making videos, then what does a multi-millionaire 20-something YouTuber living in LA do with his free time? Well, other than going out with his girlfriend and shopping, scamming people under the pretense of donating to charity, apparently. To give context, Rice and many other YouTubers of his era have always been closely associated with FaZe Clan. After all, they're one of the biggest businesses in the influencer area. Rice lived in the Clout House, a mansion in California, with residents like FaZe Banks and Summer Rae. Nowadays, most people are unaware, but FaZe was heavily involved in CSGO Wild, the second biggest Counter-Strike gambling site from 2016, which was promoted by multiple members of FaZe. Banks claimed the website made him and his friends $200,000 a day, but he also went into detail about their house in Antigua, which is where the website was set up to avoid US gambling regulations.
We came up with this idea for a different way to do it, and we branded it the right way, and so we create this website through our rake and all this shit. We were making like $200,000 a day. We set it up in Antigua. I had a house in Antigua. It's an island in the Caribbean where running a gambling website is completely legal if you have the permits and stuff to do it. So we flew there, sat down with the guy who runs the country, basically paid him like $100,000, and he gave us the license. And we had this whole estate. We had guys with, because this place is fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, if you don't live at the top of the hill in one of these like crazy estate mansions, like, you live in a favela, you know what I mean?
With a history of being best buddies with guys like Banks, perhaps it's no surprise that Rice was involved in one of the biggest influencer scandals of 2021, Save the Kids. Launched on June 5th, Save the Kids was promoted as a cryptocurrency that doubled as a long-term project, with a portion of its proceeds being given to charity for sick kids.
My name's Frazier.
My name's Jarvis.
I'm Tico.
I'm Ricegum.
I'm Nikon. And I support Save the Kids Token.
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 With direct shoutouts from Summer Rae, Joel Morris, and FaZe members like Kay, Jarvis, Nikan, and Tico, the token was immediately popular from their large fan bases, only for multiple of the top shareholders, the promoters, to dump their wallets once the price had reached an all-time high. After people realized it was obviously a pump-and-dump scheme, CoffeeZilla made a video series exposing the coin, tracking the promoters' Bitcoin wallets through the blockchain to see how much they had made.
But honestly, it's really hard to prove if somebody sold off immediately or not. You need their actual wallet address. What we know is that all the whales in the coin sold off immediately? And why would Ricegum, the king of the Lambos, do anything if he's not actually involved in some of the project?
FaZe K took the brunt of the backlash after it was discovered how much he made directly off of his fans losing money. As a result of the drama exploding into a massive controversy, as well as the general public encouraging a government investigation, he was booted from FaZe itself, with the organization claiming they had no knowledge or involvement. Rice, meanwhile, got away relatively unscathed, but his response to the drama wasn't doing him any favors. While out of the public spotlight, he had still been streaming on Twitch, and his reaction was to say that if anyone's trying to run a scam, then they should contact him so that he can get in on it. He also openly states he's close with K, and ultimately shrugged the whole ordeal off as if it was nothing.
I told you guys, bro, me and K are hella close. Like me and K are hella close, so, you know what I'm saying? Y'all talking about scamming and da-da-da, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all need to tap in type shit. Tap in, bro. Yo, if y'all trying to scam, hit my line, bro.
It was already clear to the public that the bag was Rice's main priority, even above the well-being of his own fans, or his reputation. But it was still interesting to see how blatant he was about it to his audience. There was no hiding from the truth, and he didn't even care to try. This was followed up by a brief beef with a newer face to the scene, Aiden Ross. It was mostly composed of petty insults, as well as the news that Aiden had been booted from the Clout House. But many speculate this drama was fake to draw attention away from the Save the Kids scandal. True or not, the fact that they were living in the same house for the majority of it certainly cast some doubt on the validity of the drama. The last time Rice was active on Twitch was 2 years ago. As of this point, his social media pages are pretty much dead. Despite that, we would still get periodic updates about his behavior. Back in 2018, when he was still active, Rice appeared on an episode of Keemstar's Drama Alert to talk about his various beefs, and he decided to say publicly that he could take iDubbbz in a fight.
I don't hate him, you know what I mean, at all. But I mean, he did drop like a 30-minute vid on me and just has a lot to say about me. And I feel like it would be really, really interesting if, you know, me and iDubbbz were to box. I think it would be interesting. And I've asked him like through Twitter. He just ignored me, and then I asked some of his boys that I follow, like Max, and just some of his boys, and they were just like, yeah, he probably isn't interested.
Brian was publicly challenging Ian, or iDubbbz, to a boxing match, on Drama Alert to 1 million people. With celebrity boxing becoming a part of the mainstream, and internet personalities squaring off against each other in the ring, it seems like the perfect opportunity for some more clout. But according to Ricegum in this interview, Ian never messaged him back and was uninterested in the project. You're telling me that the content cop himself, the king of drama and shit-flinging, was afraid of a fight with the star of his most successful video ever? How could it be? Well, we wouldn't get an update on the situation until years later in 2021, when Ian uploaded a video to his channel titled, "You're Hiding From Me." The video details his side of the story, revealing he had actually agreed to the fight. Ian decided to take concrete steps towards organizing it, reaching out to boxing promoters and the relevant officials to make it happen. He was at it for months, but Rice kept coming up with excuse after excuse for why he couldn't fight, before ducking Ian entirely and ghosting him.
He ghosts the boxing promoter repeatedly. He ghosts me repeatedly, and then when I finally am able to contact him, he says things like, "Oh, my neck is sore." Okay, what? From playing Fortnite? Why is your neck sore? And why do I give a shit if your neck is sore? He's talking about how it's not enough money. And I'm like, what do you mean not enough money? He wants like $1 million+, and I'm like, Ricegum, you're a gangly loser that has 0 boxing experience. And you're not even very famous. Why the fuck do you think any network is going to pay you $1 million+ to fight? You don't even have other talents.
This depicted Brian in a cowardly and disingenuous light. During the Content Cop drama, he had nothing but visceral hate for iDubbbz, but it seems like he was all bark and no bite, because as soon as someone he dissed challenged him to a real fight, which would also generate a lot of publicity, he backed out. On top of that, this wasn't even the first time he bluffed about wanting to fight to act tough.
I did say, if you come to my house, I'll slap you, because it will be on my property and I wouldn't get in trouble. But I got shit to lose. No way I'ma slap a dude with 3 of his homies with him. That will prob jump in. Also, was in public with tons of fans calling, not worth the lawsuit. Ricegum, sit the fuck down, you prick. You got shown to be who you really are in this clip, and that is a little bitch. But I really couldn't believe what this slimy fuck said next. This guy pulled out the victim card. Why am I involved in so much drama?
Thankfully, the trouble iDubbbz went through wasn't a total waste, because his efforts ended up turning into the creator clash, a huge success for both him and the other eCeleb fighters involved. That being said, it was yet another stain on Rice's reputation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to lose, obviously. I really don't want to lose, but like,
me knowing that if I lose, it's connected to my name forever. Like Joe, like everyone will see Joe as the guy that got beat up by KSI. So I mean, I really don't want that. So that will push me to, you know, not lose, which will train. I mean, I don't know, man. I just really don't want this to happen, and I didn't want to make a full video on my channel.
I want to see it. I want to see it. I really want to see it.
His only public response to iDubbbz' video was exactly what you'd expect. I didn't even watch the vid. Keemstar said school shooter called me out. First off, it's crazy how everyone says I'm always craving clout and want attention. I haven't posted in over a year and on a different wave. I thought iDubbbz would grow up and become more mature, but he's on the same childish energy. Still making YouTube videos? How old are you? How am I retired and richer than you? At 23, I'm retired. You 31, still trying to YouTube box cringe. When I actually did social media, here's a tweet in 2018 of me wanting to fight, so there was your chance. So now you want to fight? Why not when I asked you? You are not on my level. I left YouTube averaging 2 million a video. I come back, you still not at 10 million subs, and your latest videos aren't even breaking 2 mil, LMFAO. I typed this in 30 seconds, that's how much I care about you fucking broke bitch. Your most popular vid is me, and you're trying everything to stay relevant. It's actually sad, I thought you were one of those cool YouTubers that's low-key, but you are clout hungry just like them, haha. I'll leave the dumber parts of this for you guys to poke fun at, but there's something worth mentioning here. Rice is kinda right, he never really fell off on YouTube. His views did dip a bit, but 2 million views per video is by no means a dead channel. So why did he even quit in the first place? On stream, he talked about it at one point and basically said he just didn't enjoy making videos anymore.
Like, every YouTuber I meet, they don't like YouTube. It's not fun, bro. You sit here in front of a camera and you have to act like a certain person and you edit. I don't know. By the way he uploads, bro, he uploads like once a month. He does not like YouTube, bro. Like, he's on the same wave as all of us, bro. Like, no one likes doing YouTube, bro. Like, and I'm not a slave to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trapped to it where like, oh, I need money, I gotta continue to post. Like, nah, bro, just the YouTube shit changed and like I'm not following along, bro. I'm just not posting. But yeah, no, bro, all these guys don't like YouTube. I mean, like, if he loves it so much, why is he posting once a month? Like, you know what I mean? Like, all these YouTubers just slowly stop posting because they slowly don't fuck with it. Like, it's real shit, bro. I'm being serious. But I'm not trapped in that shit, you feel me? Like people saying shit like, why don't you upload? That shit don't bother me, bro. Like, I'm really comfortable in my own shit. And like, I just don't need to be trapped in this YouTube shit, you feel me? Like, PewDiePie still uploads every day, bro. That's wild. Nah, but he's on some other shit. Like, he's on some legendary shit where he's like, bro, but there was a period of time in my life, bro, I was doing 2 mil a video though. Like, for real, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's an endless, bro. It's endless, bro. It's like, you post a video, guys, and you have to go post another one, bro. And after you're done, you have to go do another one, bro. And then another one. And then, like, it's just exhausting, bro, to the point where I was like, my vids are so good, bro, I'm gonna just leave it at that, and like, I'm just done, you know what I'm saying? And like, the rules changed and shit too. You couldn't say certain stuff and shit like that.
At some point, YouTube turned from a hobby into a job for him. When he got started, he was just a kid making videos for fun, trying everything he could to blow up. And once he got to the top, it was fun for a while, but he made so much money that he just didn't have to worry about it anymore. YouTube is a lot of people's dream job, so this is hard to imagine. For me, I admit, it's hard to imagine. But once he made it and got huge and saw an out from something he described as a trap, he took it. He also seemed to be under the impression that YouTube's changing rules would be an issue for him in the future. Combine that with his videos being recommended less than before, and he wasn't willing to ride into the sunset with a slow and depressing decline in viewership. To make things short, TLDR, Ricegum got out while it was still good, as did many others in the same niche as him. Leafy stopped uploading in 2017 after his views decreased significantly. When he tried to make a comeback, YouTube's new terms of service were incompatible with his style of content, and as such, he didn't last too long. Meanwhile, FaZe Banks, one of Rice's good friends and a fellow resident of the Clout House, left around the same time as him and hasn't uploaded since. Alyssa Violet only uploads when she feels inclined to, which ends up being every few months or so. The content creator class of 2016 to 2017 made so much money from their enterprises that they had no problem abandoning their channels, because, well, they're made for life. I could speculate about Rice's exact wealth, but it would be pointless to do so. The point stands that he'll never have to work another day in his life, and neither will Banks or Alyssa. Jake Paul may be one of the only exceptions, considering he still uploads to his channel. The caveat is that his sights aren't set on YouTube. Instead, he's laser focused on his boxing career. In sum, every YouTuber that was a part of the 2017 clout scene has either moved on to greener pastures or just peaced out entirely, and you can't exactly blame them.
I just feel stagnant, and then I just stopped uploading. Like, that's the best way to explain it, bro. It's like, but him on the other hand, he just keeps posting because he doesn't care. But what's the point of posting a vid if you know
Like it doesn't, like it can't even hit 5 mil. It can't even hit 4 mil. It can't even hit 3 mil. It will only hit 1 to 2. Like that's where I was at. Like I was capped out for some reason. I don't know why. It just happened randomly, and then I just stopped uploading, bro. I just literally just stopped uploading.
One of the most recent developments in Ricegum's story took place all the way back in March 2021, and it was fairly, dare I say, irrelevant. He was live and accidentally showed another tab on his phone, which revealed that he was subscribed to a number of girls on OnlyFans. He was outed for being a simp, and that was about it.
Bro, yo, is the stitching off, guys? Is this shoe fake? Alright. Yo, stream, imagine if this dropped in here. Oh my god, bro. That would... Alright, hold on. Hear me try. Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Hold on, I gotta wipe this shit. Nah. Hey, yo! Hey!
A much more significant piece of news would come when on January 29th, Rice would post a picture of himself to Twitter with the caption, "Should I come back?" This tweet received quite a bit of attention from his fans, as well as hatred from his detractors. Ricegum in 2023 is crazy. I thought he got lost in 2017. Fuck no. Ain't no you was still alive. No. He also appeared on an Aiden Ross stream where he discussed the possibility of making a comeback to YouTube.
Rice, when are you coming back?
You're funny, bro. Nah, I'm gonna come back soon, bro. I'm gonna come with you and shit. I gotta come see you.
Will you come back at some point under Twitch or YouTube in 2023? Yes or no?
2023, possibly, man. I don't know, man.
That being said, Brian came shy of a definitive statement about coming back and seemed disinterested when Aiden pitched the idea to him. According to Aiden on a recent Destiny stream, he's also signing OnlyFans girls, acting as some kind of manager for them. Most likely, we won't be seeing new Ricegum content anytime soon. To a lot of people, that's a good thing, but to the fans that grew up watching his videos and listening to his diss tracks, calling other creators irrelevant and making fun of kids, they'll be waiting with bated breath. But it appears for now, Ricegum is definitely irrelevant. I've been Turkey Tom, thanks for watching, and until next time, leave me alone.
Times before, and it's just not that funny anymore.